Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? I hope you're well. Just a quick message to all of our NeuroHAB certified providers. Firstly, thank you very much for engaging in the training and upskilling your abilities as a rehabilitation provider for people suffering from back pain. It's absolutely critical that we continue to increase our provision of functional movement therapy for movement dysfunction, and it's really exciting and pleasing to see that there are so many people around Australia now that want to deliver optimal care for their patients who suffering with chronic low back pain. We still need more, and I'd just like to convey that I'm doing a lot of insurance work, medico-legal work, workers' comp cases of back pain, and there continues to be a substantial requirement for functional movement therapy. When I'm seeing these cases, it's very, very clear that still the majority of people suffering from chronic low back pain who have movement dysfunction, functional instability, and therefore chronic injury, and therefore never recovering from their back pain and disability, are not being given optimal rehabilitation to be able to recover. And this is essentially what I'm having to report back to the insurers, the lawyers, the other stakeholders in their care, is that these patients are not getting better because they are not receiving optimal rehabilitation that addresses the underlying root cause of why they are still in pain. And patients are far and wide. I'm seeing patients from all over Australia. In our local region, we still desperately need people in Gympie, further north up in Townsville. We recently increased our service providers in Rockhampton and Bundaberg, which is fantastic, Hervey Bay. We still need more people around the Gold Coast area. We have one fantastic provider on the Gold Coast. Carice, thanks very much for all the work you do. Sunshine Coast, heading up a bit further north around the Noosa area, we need more people. And of course, interstate, Western Australia, we've got a service provider, Jordan, fantastic, thank you so much for that. Victoria, need heaps more providers. Nick Adkins doing an amazing job. Sydney, Alan, doing a fantastic job, but you know, it's a huge burden of disease, and the sooner that it becomes a bit more of a standard service and skill, the quicker we're going to be able to implement functional movement therapy as really a first line approach to helping people with back pain. And of course, the sooner you implement functional movement therapy for back pain symptoms, the easier it is, and the hastier people can get back to work and get on with their quality of life. So it's not an easy feat, but I certainly feel that particularly over the last 1 to 2 years, the momentum is certainly gaining, and physical therapy providers are starting to learn that simply core strengthening, stretching, manual therapy approaches, the dry needling, all of that kind of stuff, that's all good and well as a symptom-based approach, but it is never going to be able to address the root cause of persisting pain. And so hopefully more providers will sort of get on board, start delivering exceptional care for their patients with back pain. So to everyone, thank you so much. Let's keep the ball rolling.